Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to cut the soap I made. If you watched the making video, you saw that I did a double batch of hot process. Just a single color. It is definitely not my prettiest soap. As a matter of fact, I've already cut it because they all look the same. I have one in this mold that's a little bit wider, and I have one in this mold which is a tall skinny, but it was all the same soap. I've been out of the picture for a few weeks because I had a lot going on, including travel and being sick, and I had to catch up, and hot process is the best way to do that for me anyway. Just to prove it, went ahead and cut two for myself. I kept one of the wide ones for myself, and I kept one of the tall skinny ones for myself, and I cut this. I made this just a few hours ago and just cut it about an hour ago. Went ahead and used one of the tall skinny ones. It's great. It will be even better. I'm going to keep this one and let it sit for at least a couple of weeks at minimum, even though it's okay. Just to prove you can, although it's not a good idea, you can use hot process as soon as it's hard enough to cut, which this is. And I just got out of the shower feeling squeaky clean, refreshed. And because this recipe has so many different oils in it, it has, I'll post the recipe on the making, it has apricot, avocado, castor, cocoa butter, coconut, hemp seed oil, mango butter, olive oil, rice bran oil. And I cooked that at 100% soap, zero superfat is what I'm trying to say. And then when the soap was cooked, I added shea butter, so it actually has 10 oils in it. I used a mixture of scents that I had left over just to get them all combined so I could use them up because they weren't enough for one batch, so it really smells nice. The grapefruit Bellini is the one that really stands out the most in that mixture, so just really happy with this. It's not pretty, I agree, definitely not pretty, but I've gotten caught up, and the people I give this to love it. They don't care what it looks like. They actually care more what it smells like than anything, but they all tell me how much they like it, and that just makes me feel so good. So I guess in a way, I say I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for them. But it's a reward for me as well. I enjoy it. Now also, let me sit you down here. Let me talk to you a minute about a soap that's not pretty. Look at one I did make. I didn't record this one because this was for laundry. I usually use potassium hydroxide and make my own laundry soap, liquid laundry soap. That if you've ever made it or you've watched people make it, that's a long process. Long, hours long, drawn out process. And I've not had time to make some more, so I made some cold process soap. Ugly soap, but it wasn't meant to be pretty. This is 50% tallow, 50% coconut oil, and you see it's browning on the top and on the edges. That's because I used a scent oil that smells great, but that turns brown. This is a really ugly soap. However, even though this is 0% superfat, and I used the scent oil at a higher rate than recommended, this is one of my favorite soaps I have ever made. I have one of these in my locker at the Y. This is awesome soap. It has the high bubbles that coconut produces, but it has the creaminess that tallow produces. So, ugly soap, but it's one of the favorite soaps I've ever made. So, doesn't have to look pretty to work well. So that's what I have. Sorry I've been out so long. I do intend to make cold process next week and get into some of my pretty soaps as well. So even though this is not attractive, this is nice soap. And in case you didn't know, the reason I chose this green is because I put a lot of hemp seed oil, which is a dark green, and I decided instead of trying to cover it up, just embrace it and make a green soap. So anyway, folks, I am back, and I'll hopefully see you next week for some really pretty cold process soap. Thanks everybody for supporting me. Thanks for watching. God bless you and have a nice weekend. Bye.